This is KTVO's Good Morning Heartland.
Welcome back. It's now time for our entertainment segment, which means we're talking movies with Scott. And this morning we're talking about Identity Thief.
That's right. Jason Bateman, Melissa McCarthy, great comedy movie. I mean, we haven't had one of these in a while, although the plot line comes off as really typical for this kind of movie. And a lot of critics are making a great statement. This is the new age take on Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Okay.
The old John Candy, Steve Martin movie that came out. It was a great movie back then. And now this is our version of it for our generation.
Okay.
The plot, like I said, is kind of typical for this. It's kind of predictable towards the end of it. You're going to see the end coming. But the one thing that really holds this movie together is Jason Bateman and Melissa McCarthy. They worked really well together, almost on the sense of Chris Farley and David Spade.
Okay.
They really play well off each other. I almost guarantee you a lot of this movie was just them ad-libbing back and forth.
Yeah, 'cause she's hilarious.
She is, and actually in the trailers before the movie, they played a lot of movies that she's coming out in. There's one, and I thought I would never say this in my life.
Sandra Bullock?
The one with Sandra Bullock actually looks really funny.
Yes, and I think it's because of her.
That's right, and exactly that's what it is. It's going to be Melissa McCarthy reigniting Sandra Bullock's career. But this movie is comedy gold. I mean, it'll have you laughing quite a bit, and it has quite the draw to it. I've gone to a lot of movies, obviously at least one a week, that there's not been very many people at these movies just because there hasn't been a whole lot drawing people to movies anymore. And this one had a lot of people at it, and a lot of people, everybody was laughing at it.
And that's what I like about this. I haven't seen it yet, but I remember when I went to go see a movie and I saw the preview for this, and I came to you and I was like, this movie is going to be hilarious. And then you saw the preview to it and you're like, this is going to be hilarious. And then afterwards, excuse me, you actually said it was hilarious, that it wasn't like all the funny parts were shown in just the preview, like there was more to it. I also heard that there's a sad twist to it. It's kind of sad.
It's got a little bit of a sad story behind it.
Interesting.
But it also, we always ask this question, who is it good for? This would be a good first date movie.
Okay.
It's comedy. It's a little bit adult, so you want to go probably 18 plus on this movie. It does have a lot of adult overtone to it. It's not one to take the kids to. But it is, the group of women in front of us is a great example. 50 plus women just got together and went out to this movie, and they loved it. I'm watching a lot of the crowd when I'm there, and just to see what kind of people are enjoying this movie. And it's really 18 plus. You're going to enjoy this movie because it's got something for everybody.
Okay.
If you've ever traveled with a friend, just to go like, hey, let's go to Florida this weekend. You're gonna familiarize with the movie. If you've ever taken a long road trip with someone that you're just like, by the end of it, you're like, I'm gonna strangle you. You're gonna familiarize with this movie.
Interesting. So out of 5 stars?
I'm gonna give it 3, and I'm gonna explain why.
Okay.
I'm gonna give it 3 because the plot was kind of rough. The plot was actually really rough.
Okay.
The reason it gets 3 stars is strictly the interaction between Jason Bateman and Melissa McCarthy.
Fair enough.
Otherwise, everything else was just kind of subpar.
All right, so you're telling people to go ahead and spend the money and go to the movies and watch it?
Yep. I would say it's worth the $16 to $17.
Perfect. Thanks for that.
Yep.
And we'll be right back.